Okay, you take the rose-colored glasses off and you see that it's ratchet. I think that there is a little bit of grief of like, oh man, it's showing up in this world, being an artist, trying at any creative endeavor in the year of 2024 is such a multifaceted experience that's been leaving me with a lot of self-doubt, a lot of questioning myself. And I've been on the journey of not gaslighting myself and not gaslighting how I feel, and not just like, oh, we're just gonna push past this with a smile. We can acknowledge how we feel. So I'm taking the moment to do that. But I also just came to the terms like, I was put on this planet to be an artist. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And when I think about doing anything else on this planet, I feel like it's a betrayal of who I know I am. You know, like so many people are looking for a purpose or trying to figure it out. And it's like, I know that I'm supposed to be an artist on this planet. Like, I don't even question that. But the part that I do question is like, is it worth it? Is it worth it sharing it with the world? You know, is it worth it putting all the time and the energy of like applying for grants and applications and scholarships and, you know, wanting stuff to sell or wanting to do whatever? Like, is it worth the mental bandwidth that it takes to be a professional artist? I think that's the part that I get down about myself on, because like, yeah, I mean, I could stay a hobbyist and like just paint in the privacy of my own living room like I was doing for years, you know? So I think the sort of professional element of it is like, girl, are you just a masochist? Like, do you just like causing yourself pain? Do you just like putting yourself through an emotional roller coaster every day that you put yourself out into this world, or put whatever you're creating out into this world? I mean, and part of me is a little bit masochistic, you know. A part of me do enjoy a little bit of hard knock life. I mean, because like at the end of the day, just life is a game, you know? And what I love about being an artist is that I get to play the game. The water side. I think I want to turn her into a crocodile. Like, she doesn't literally have to be a mirror. No pun intended. I just added a mirror actually. That's gonna have some layers tied into the piece. I'm thinking something maybe kind of like that, like with the alligator eyes. I'm still trying to find a reference photo. Really, the process is just like going online and seeing what you can find. I get to alchemize the things that I'm experiencing and the things that I see, and I get to transform that into works of art, whether that's through a painting I make, a conversation that I have, a video that I edit. It's all art. And I'm realizing that, yeah, your life is the art. Your life is the creative act, and everything that you do is a creative act. What I'm realizing is that, okay, part of the resistance that I was having is modern day times. I've been doing a lot of research on the old masters, Renaissance artists, just times in the past. And it's natural for us to romanticize eras that we had no, because it's like when I be thinking about, I'm like, man, like the 60s and 70s must have been just beautiful with the afros and the bell bottoms and the disco music and the era of love. But when you actually read history and realize the actual violence and racism and discrimination and just the riots, when you just really look at history and see what was going on in that era, it's no. Actually, I'm a pass on that, And then we romanticize the 1920s, the roaring 20s, And when you think about the 20s, 1929 was the Great Depression. Everybody was starving. What are we talking about? So I'm trying not to romanticize an art era that we're just looking back on with rose-colored glasses, because right now in this sort of modern era of being an artist, it feels like, okay, am I really about to take a year? For real, y'all, sometimes it takes me a year to finish a painting. And it can feel like in the age of AI art, it's like somebody literally just typed in a phrase, And now granted, it's not even equivalent. I don't even like to spend the energy of comparing the two, but because they genuinely don't even compare. Exciting, super exciting. This room is so echoey. I'm gonna have to figure out a solution. Okay, she's serving looks. Y'all, I need some answers. Is Minted Cosmetics going out of business? You can't buy anything on their website. They haven't posted on their Instagram since, I think January. At the time of recording this, it's about to be April. I think today is March 27th. I'm actually really excited. We're headed up to the Nordic Art Museum. They are doing this black exhibition of black artists in the 60s, I think, and them taking refuge by going to some of the Nordic countries like Finland and Denmark. And I'm just like, what? We're not just going to the north. We going way north and across the pond, okay? I love it. So I'm still playing with some of the makeup. I think I showed y'all in one of the videos. I'm doing a bit of a lip blend. We're here for it. She's getting cute. Her curls have fallen much. This is my favorite curl pattern. It's by the time the curls fall to the capacity that I like, it be damn near time to rewash my hair again. Oh my god, y'all, the sun is coming out. Let's fix the settings. It's been a journey back here, but we're getting it together, okay? Andy dethatched the yard the other. Don't ask me what dethatching is, okay? I just found out what that was the other day, but let's just take a moment. I'm waiting for this man to come out so we can head up and go to the museum. He always be late, he needs to pluck his eyebrows. And so you want to tell the people who trying to dress like who?
I was first.
You was first? I mean, okay, he was. Look, what did you think? What was it? You was looking over at me
What? I was wondering what you were gonna say to the truth I just said.
So when I was starting to think man, is it even worth and okay, not is it worth it pursuing my art, because I'm probably gonna do that to the day I die. I'm this is who I am, and there's really no question. The thing that I was trying to figure out, is it worth it? Is it sort of worth it being a professional artist, And so what I came to, especially for the type of art that I create, wow, what kind of bird is that? What? I'm out on the porch and it is spring, and I'm loving that all the birds are back there having a full get down on it. Anywho, when I think about the art that I like to create and the messages that I want to share with the world, and so when I think about creators who are sharing depth and meaning and impact in their work, I feel like now is actually the perfect time to be an artist, because it's almost so easy to make art now with all the sort of digital tools that's out there, whether it's like, these different like AI platforms or whatever. So it's like, okay, if somebody wants to see a pretty face, they can literally just type that in and generate that with a blink of an eye. But if somebody wants something that is, heartfelt and really has some sort of, meaning or depth or impact or connection behind it, this is the time when that type of artwork is going to be desired or coveted, because it's like there's going to be such an abundance and such a saturation of, I don't know, pretty pictures. So, and somebody commented this on another one of my videos, talking about how this feels like another Renaissance.
Start with saying that it's a work that was really the product of a supergroup, world-renowned artist, but also ballad-praised artist Jimmy Buckner, Ed Fries, who is well known as a senior VP from Microsoft, who led the development of the Xbox. And not only do you have venues that became popular spots for jazz, but you also have the establishment of labels, so record labels, and
similar to when photography was created, like where it freed artists where they didn't have to paint portraits anymore, and now they can create abstract art. Cubism was born, like so many different experimentation. Artists were able to experiment, pretty much like photography freed up so many artists where they didn't have to just paint the portrait of the queen anymore, or just paint portraits of people, because that was literally the only way that they could record history, is by commissioning an artist. And then if you weren't wealthy enough to commission an artist, then there were so many people in history who there's literally no physical or visual representation of their existence at all,
See the intricate detail, you hours of work.
He went in, like you see the hair.
Yeah. It's just like so intricate. See that hat? That's what I'm looking at.
Where the hat at?
Too, so
okay. Where's the hat?
The hat right here. You see the artwork in it?
It's like a woven basket.
Exactly. To make that, to create.
Yeah, the texture in it. Like he created texture with the pencil.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's like jumping. It's like,
Wow, it's like a little pumpkin down there.
And
look at that. So the invention of photography is absolutely amazing and incredible, that anybody can now have an archive and have their stamp on history. Yeah, of anything, this does feel like an incredible time for artists who want to make more than maybe just a pretty picture. But at the same time, I love making pretty pictures too. Like I love just painting a bird or like an animal, or like just a pretty portrait of a woman. So am I still going to paint those? Absolutely, because that's what I like to do. I think at the end of the day, no matter what you want to create, it's really about having the courage to do it, The architecture that they did with this space. So it's just about putting it out there and like finding your tribe. And so that's what I'm just reassuring myself about, that girl, you actually in a perfect time where there is this renaissance happening, where if you are an artist who wants to paint something of the depth that I'm exploring, then there's really going to be a space for that. Like, that's going to be something that AI possibly can't touch. Part of it also is having the courage to even be able to share and open up in that way and have those deep conversations about the spiritual art that I want to make. Creativity takes courage, and being an artist is one of the bravest acts I think anybody can do, on top of being a mom. Like, that's I mean, yeah, I just think moms are superheroes. Like, my mom is a superhero, so shout out to the moms. The other part that I'm reckoning with is that it feels like a grieving process, which I don't even think that I realized that's what I was feeling. You know, it's almost just like when you realize nobody's coming to save you, when you realize that, oh, it's truly an infinite game, that there is no destination, there is no end point, there is no making it. Life is going to continue to change. There's going to be new iterations of everything, you know, like something's going to constantly be evolving, and sort of romanticizing whatever old model that worked in the past might not be the same thing that works now. And it's really just about getting comfortable with change. It does feel uncomfortable, you know, it feels sad. Like, when you realize there is no Santa Claus. Like, it's your mom working hard every day, paying the bills, and going to Walmart to buy your toys, and wrapping them and putting them underneath the tree, and baking the cookies and putting them on the plate. It's like, oh, this is the point of maturity and growth, when you realize that some of the things that we thought might have been, you know, magic pill that's gonna fix everything, or like, oh, I'm gonna have my like big break in the, you know, maybe like for another indie artist who might be in like music, you know, thinking like, oh, I'm gonna have my like big break and I'm gonna get signed with this label, and then you realize like the label isn't what you thought it was, or they drop you, or they not trying to promote you, or they like shelf the album, you know. It's like, yeah, no, it's just really about, at the end of the day, like doing the work. You know, it's just about doing the work. And I think that there is a little bit of grief of like, oh man, is that the word? Like grief feels heavy, right? It's like, oh, grief, like I regret, like, girl, grief, you know. But yeah, it kind of is, because it's like, yeah, when you take off the rose-colored glasses, you don't see the roses anymore. And the roses was beautiful. You know, the idea of Santa Claus was beautiful. The idea of somebody's big break in the music industry or the art industry, whatever, those ideas, those romanticized beliefs are beautiful. When the glasses are taken off, you see like, oh man, like it's kind of dirty out here. Like the streets is ratchet. Like this shit is ratchet. This shit is ratchet. Wow. The Nordic Museum. Look what they gave me, y'all. It was so, and this is one of my favorite pieces as well. I believe the artist is Walter Williams. Yep. Sunflowers. Y'all know I love sunflowers. This exhibit is going to be up until July 21st. So if you are in Seattle or planning a trip to Seattle, then y'all should definitely check out the Nordic Utopia, African Americans in the 20th Century. It was so good. Like, oh my God. And like the curator did an excellent job during the tour. I feel like I learned so much. And in my sort of like grieving process, which feels dramatic, but whatever. I've also been really acknowledging that, okay, you take the rose colored glasses off and you see that it's ratchet, okay, but you realize that, oh, the rose colored glasses was just an illusion. but you can still plant roses. Like you can still make it beautiful. You know, it's like you don't have to just accept like, man, it's like ratchet out here, it's dirty, like this is the streets of Brooklyn. Like, look, I love my NY gang. Okay, no, but I'm just saying, like, you can still plant roses. You can still romanticize your life. You can still make it beautiful. And that's what I'm reminding myself, that, girl, if anything, don't fall in love with the shadows on the wall, you know? Because the thing is, with a lot of this truth and a lot of these conversations that I've been having, they can feel bleak. They can feel heavy, you know? And I think a lot of us, you know, have been sort of being in the heaviness of it all. And it doesn't have to be heavy. It doesn't have to be just like dirty and ratchet, you know? If anything, we can plant the real flowers and really make this experience beautiful. And the real thing is even far better than the illusion. Here's the thing, though, like, how deep we going all the way there? No, because I need to process this for myself. A lot of my tendencies be avoidance, running, fleeing. I'm just realizing that everything, it like somebody, well, I forgot what book or podcast or something, and you always gonna have to eat the shit sandwich. Like, every industry, every career, every relationship, everything has its level of shenanigans. So it's just realizing, what shenanigans do you want to deal with? You know, what level? It ain't gonna be like, oh, well, I don't want to deal with this, so let me move it. And you sort of hop from thing to thing, you trying to find the right thing. And I know for me, it was like, okay, trying to find the sort of system or the way that was gonna be, you know, stress-free, drama-free. I'm like, girl, I'm just coming to terms like, girl, keep looking. If that's what you're looking for, you're gonna be looking for a long time. Like, this world is what it is. There are gonna be stressful moments in the things that you gotta deal with, and it's really just about getting stronger. I'm just trying to get better, and I'm just trying to get stronger. Like, the struggle is just a natural part of life. It honestly is. And I know we wanna be in our soft girl era. At the end of the day, you're gonna have to get out the bubble bath. You're gonna have to take the robe off and put some street clothes on and get out into the real world. It just is what it is, you know? And I'm just really having hard conversations with myself right now. Like, girl, get from whatever cloud you've been on. It's time to ground. It's time to ground, and it's time to do the work, and it's time to get in pure alignment with what you want to do and stop wasting time, you know? And it's tough. It's tough. Even when I am using reference photos online, I'm still changing it enough where I feel that it's still something unique to me. But a lot of my work includes like roses and sunflowers, but painting a couple different flowers